ahead and
There we go. Alright. So I know mine was clear yesterday, but it's yours that we need to be concerned with.
yeah. Are you on it?
Waka waka. Hello Twitch land, and the Boo Crew, and RHPD viewers. As we were saying before we started this, we're amateurs and I had some audio issues in the recording yesterday. So here we are, redoing yesterday's episode so that when you're viewing it on YouTube, it'll be fine. And when you're listening to it on Spotify, it's not listening to just not knowing what the heck's going on. Yeah. So we gonna take a couple minutes here to make sure that the audio is good before we get back into the episode.
It sounds like it's good. Sounds like the levels are about even too. What do you think? Is one of us louder than the other?
What do you think of hippopotamuses?
Do you want me to talk over there that way you can hear it over here? You think that'll help me hear better? I don't know what y'all are talking about, like crackling. I don't know that.
So, like, if I'm, can you understand me without cutting in and out?
Yeah, you couldn't make out anything that you said yesterday.
Bandit. Hush. Yeah, it sounds a lot better.
Okay. I mean, maybe, like you mentioned, some charging issues on your end, or maybe I just had too much going on with watching the Xfinity race and all that stuff on it at the same time.
Could be both of us because I was watching the Xfinity the same way, and usually I just have our chat pulled up.
Yeah. All right. So we're good. We're good. All right. So we'll get into this thing then, and roll that intro.
Yes. I would like to do the same thing to that one, but...
Welcome, Twitch viewers, to another episode of yesterday. We're back with Raise Hale, Praise Dale. I'm Voodoo. I might have to crop your cam a little bit because you only got one eyeball showing.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, I can fix it. Or you can move it. That's fine too. There you go.
There we go. That works?
That works. Now you're almost centered. You're good. Because I know you want to show off them, I don't know what sport that's for, but all that stuff hanging on your wall behind you.
Yeah, me either.
Well, yeah. So, welcome. I am Voodoo48. That over there is...
JTDALLLIS, sorry. I am trying to get stuff pulled up.
See, yesterday you pulled it off great. Yesterday.
I know. I dropped the ball today.
It's all good. So we got some NASCAR updates to go over. We're gonna go over the 500 pretty quickly. Talk about that. And then we got another manufacturer is talking about joining NASCAR potentially, so we'll talk about that as well. So hopefully you guys will stick around and throw some comments in the chat, and if we see them pop up, we'll address them as well. If you're not watching live, you could throw comments. Yeah. If you're not watching live, you can throw some comments on the YouTube video or Spotify, or go to one of our other socials and check us out there. But yeah, let's get into the episode. Yesterday we kept it to about I think it was 30 seconds short of an hour. So hopefully we can hit that same target and keep it at an hour for you, like we said we were going to do.
Right. At this time you won't have the distraction of the Xfinity race.
Right. You won't get the reactions to the Xfinity race, unfortunately. Cool. I thought that was a pretty wholesome deal there. But yeah, so first thing, we're going to jump into new sponsors.
Yes, sir. Gregson got a new sponsor.
Yeah.
Superior Essex. It'll be the primary sponsor at Richmond for Gregson.
I don't know if I
Sure beats.
even know who Superior Essex is.
I honestly don't. I can Google it real quick, I guess.
That's what I'm about to be. Superior Essex. Parent brand of
Cable?
like a communications
It's-
company.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Because their headquarters is in Atlanta, Georgia.
Dallas. This one's saying Dallas. Hillgard Road, Dallas, Texas.
Maybe they got multiple. Oh yeah, they do got multiple. They got Dallas, Atlanta, Memphis. They got some up
They're
there
definitely,
in, old Kansas. Mexico. All over the place. Oh dang!
Looks like they're
New
to NASCAR for sure.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's some sort of.
It's just a fiber optic.
Company.
Yeah, it says fiber optic cable. That's all I'm seeing is they make cable for fiber optics plus communication. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Looks like they do their own stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that race is only about a month from now, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that scheme's gonna look like.
It's definitely got to beat the 4 shades of gray that he ran for the Clash.
Well, that doesn't take much to beat.
Right?
I mean, he beat it. He beat his own scheme with his Daytona 500 scheme. I don't know why he didn't run that one at the Clash. That's a sick scheme that he got. It does look like his Xfinity scheme, though. Which I'm not knocking because that was a beautiful car.
Definitely was.
Next up, during qualifying and during the 500, did manage to spot Reese's on the hood of John Hunter Nemechek's car.
You also I haven't heard anything about it, but there was Smithfield on his what is it?
Yeah,
the
right
top.
above the back window. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
maybe
I'm not sure what the deal is with the Smithfield part. It'd be cool if we can get a primary scheme out of that one.
Right.
Seems like we pulled that one from Stuart Haas too.
Feels like John Hunter brought in a bunch of sponsors for Legacy, which is good to see.
Yeah. Now I did get word on the Reese's part is gonna be similar to like the Kroger deal is for Stenhouse, where like all the extra brands that they got under their umbrella are just gonna kind of be thrown on there to help pay for the cost of the sponsorship.
Is Reese's a Mars company or is it a Hershey?
I don't know. I'm gonna Google it. I wonder if it's like its own. No, it's Hershey. Hersheyland.com.
Okay.
Definitely in Hershey, Pennsylvania. HB Reese Candy Company.
I wonder if we'll see like a Hershey's car roll out or another Reese's. I want to say, was it Kevin Harvick that ran the Reese's? It was pretty cool.
That was around Halloween time too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. That would definitely be cool to see.
2008. And then Justin Allgaier ran. Well, that's when Kevin Harvick did.
Gotcha.
He also ran one in 2004. There was one ran last season. JTG Daughtery.
Really?
Looks like it.
Yeah,
number 47. Oh, there's Cheez-Its. Hang on.
That's Stenhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Stenhouse ran a Reese's one last season at Martinsville. Looks like.
That must have been under the Kroger deal too.
Must have been.
So that's one of their big sponsors for him.
it is. It is because he ran Cheez-It, Reese's, and Vitamin Water, and Drumstick, and Totino's.
Yeah.
And Sara Lee. Yeah. And then just the NOS with Kroger, yeah. The list continues.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's kind of just like they got Kroger on the side and just throw it, maybe whatever additional sponsor it is on the hood, and like the quarter panel, I think it was. But I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of it. Now, John Hunter Nemechek this week at Atlanta, we're talking about him, and we've had some more stuff come out. The entry list for Atlanta has him running a Family Dollar scheme this week.
Okay. I did like his Dollar Tree scheme. I really did like it.
Yeah. I just wonder if it's going to be the same Family Dollar scheme that Eric Jones ran at the Clash, or if it's going to be slightly different.
I'm going to step off camera for a minute because my dog is about to start getting loud because he wants in. So I'll be right back. I can talk, but I won't be on camera.
Gotcha. All right, so jumping to team changes. If you watched the Daytona 500 yesterday, then you already know this, because they mentioned it on the broadcast. So spoiler alerts if you haven't watched Daytona 500, which if you haven't,
you probably
what the heck's
don't
wrong
need to
with you?
watch this.
But yeah.
If you haven't had a chance to watch it, you probably don't need to watch this episode until you watch that.
Yeah, so we'll just put this here, major spoiler alerts for the rest of the episode, right? So you might just want to watch this tomorrow when it gets uploaded to YouTube. But yeah, Front Row Motorsports is now a Tier 1 program with Ford. So instead of them being like a satellite team, working directly with Ford, and actually are teamed up with Penske for all their engineering, aerodynamics, race setup, strategy, pit crew development, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So, as you can see, it at least paid off for qualification, because I got them up on the front row up there. Right. Motorsports, living up to their name. Unfortunately, didn't work out too well for them during the race, though. But it didn't work out for a whole lot of people. Especially with that record with like 10 to go.
Yeah, that's the one that collected all but 26 cars, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what I counted.
It was
and then, not really team changes, but speaking of the winners of Daytona 500, Hendrick, by the way, congratulations, William Byron. We know you watch this.
Yep.
So congrats to that for the second time. I think we said it last night. Hi, baby.
But
Rick Hendrick will be driving the pace car for the spring Martinsville race. What race are they running there? 40th anniversary.
Same race.
Martinsville, right?
Yeah. So the 40th anniversary stuff will be at Martinsville. I believe Jeff Gordon and one of the other guys from Hendrick are going to be co-grand marshals of that race too. So there's going to be a whole lot of Hendrick stuff going on in that race.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool. But we're going to show you their paint schemes here a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to go show you theirs.
As if the ones that are live here didn't catch us yesterday and already saw them. You're going to see them again. But it's all good. We want y'all to have good quality content when it's not
That's
live.
what we're here for.
That's why we're redoing this for you right now. It's all good. We enjoy doing it, so that's the important part.
It's definitely fun. What is this, the 5th week we've done this?
Yeah,
we started
the 5th week that we've done it together, but you've done it quite a few times before that.
Well, I really don't count it because it's a whole different podcast now. Which, I mean, I am super happy of where it's come. It feels more legit now, not just me talking to myself in the phone. I actually get conversation, and our channels are getting feedback. It's a really good feeling. And I know I kind of seem, like not myself right now. I'm usually more ecstatic. It's just been one of those days. But
yesterday was one of those days for me.
yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited about everything that's going on with this. We have merch now. I don't know if we plugged that yesterday.
I don't know if we did.
I'm gonna be getting some of that
I'm gonna go
real
ahead
soon.
and put that link in Twitch chat there. You ought to go check out. It's what we got: a hoodie, a pullover hoodie, a unisex T-shirt with the new logo on it, which is up there. In case you weren't here last week when we debuted that. But there's also
we also have a hat.
But it has
It's
the
got
old
semi different logo, which I agree with you. To me, that logo that we got on the hat looks better on the hat, while the other one looks really good on the T-shirt. I 100% plan to wear. I'm at least ordering a hat. I know that, but I'm 100%.
I need to talk to my wife into letting me get a hat for it.
I'm just gonna get the gray one because the gray one looks like the best to me. It makes all the colors pop. I'm 100% wearing.
I like the one that had like the red backing. I think it was.
Ooh, the gray and red. Yeah, that one too.
But yeah, so get you some merch out the channel.
Right.
Because what we're gonna do with the proceeds from the merch is obviously gonna go back into the stream itself, into the podcast rather. To help it get better quality for you as we keep going along.
Right.
But
go
ahead.
We talked. I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep stepping on you, but we talked a little bit about our biggest goal within the next couple seasons is to get enough from the podcast to buy us tickets to a race. Because we were talking, and for those of you guys that don't know, or you're just tuning in for the first time, me and Voodoo are states apart. We're literally I think 10, 12 hours away from each other. So if we're having to record videos because of technical problems and stuff, that plays a lot into it. But we talked about our goals for this, and my number one goal is to help, not really build a community because we're really part of a community through NASCAR, but connect with people that have the same, I'm trying to think of the word that I'm thinking of, have the same interests as us, kind of build not build a community, but strengthen one. I guess that'd be what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But we talked about our goals and stuff, and that's my main goal. And we're not doing this for money. Don't think we get paid for this or anything. This is solely for fun.
I don't know about you, but I got a whole lot of zeros on my check.
Yeah, in the wrong spot.
There's no other digits, but there's a bunch of zeros.
Yeah. But I would love to be able to get a couple tickets and do. We talked about we're gonna do a couple of special episodes during our Nashville trip.
Yeah.
We've got some plans. We got some things that, like I said last night, I've got some things in the works that even Voodoo doesn't know about. That I hope's really gonna be a good thing to happen. But enough about that.
Yeah. Like we mentioned about the merch. Also, by y'all guys joining us and giving us feedback and stuff, it's gonna help the podcast transform into what is entertaining to y'all as well.
Yeah.
We want to keep you guys entertained. I mean, we're having fun doing it, and we're going to keep doing it no matter what. But the more feedback we get from you guys, the more we know what you want to see.
Yeah. It's also a lot of, to me, I don't know if you guys are the same way, but if I comment on someone's stream or, or they're live or whatever, and they actually talk back and answer it. Sophia, are you okay? What was that all about? Anyway, as a viewer, if I should ignore it, it makes me feel a little better. That's what I want to share. If you get in the chat, and I mean, there's something major. I don't care if that's going to have even if we're at a race, oh, I know you guys. You're from the podcast. You know, let's kind of do like an interview.
Yeah. Do like what Bob Proctor and them do, and do like they call it a tweet up at the races. It's basically just a bunch of their followers that get together at a certain spot at the track and like hang out and talk and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool.
While we're talking about this, now is your chance to get into our NASCAR fantasy.
Yes.
You have to pick up 65.
Shameful.
65. I'm if you can, I'm just from
Not for long. I'm coming for you.
already ourselves. We're in the lead. So if even one of us is first, the other comes whoever the third spot is gonna get like we've already discussed all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys should get on it. I don't know if you have the.
There's not a specific link for it, but it's on NASCAR.com. When you sign in on there, you just search for Race Hale Praise Dale podcast.
Sure, it's the one with podcast.
Yeah.
Spell and
Yeah.
The one that's just regular Race Dale.
Yeah, and that's not ours. Yeah. I think there's 4 people in it right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to link in the master.
Yeah, and yeah. In case you are signing up on NASCAR.com right now for the Fantasy League, the password for the league is just RHPD 2024. So get in there so you can get you some points and potentially get that 164. The Discord, he put it in the Twitch chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, it will be in the description down below the video too. So.
It will also be in the description. So, video also available on Spotify, RHPD podcast. Same thing.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, and on YouTube, I got it all listed in the description as far as all of our socials: Instagram, Twitter. What else we got? YouTube, Twitch, Spotify. Yeah, that's all of them. Yeah, back to the podcast.
That we covered yesterday, but you're getting for a second time. Legacy Motor Club is teaming up with tracks through the NASCAR circuit to uniquely design a cowboy hat statue like you've seen at the 500 to commemorate Petty. For you guys that seen Johnson's car, his car is 75 years of Petty. Hang on. Sorry, my dog is my dog was trying to rip the couch. That was fun.
That's always fun.
Right. But yeah, it was 75 years of Petty, and to commemorate the Petty family in racing, they put up a really cool hat statue because the King's always known for his cowboy hat. Did you see the post where Johnson was wearing one before the race?
I did see that. Yeah. And it was one of them fancy, spiffied up ones like the King would wear too. It wasn't just a regular cowboy hat. Yeah.
It looked really good.
I don't know if that fits him for a look. But,
I don't know. I could see him rocking it.
Yeah, it just sucks we don't get to see him for a few more weeks racing again.
All right.
That's all good. But yeah, I think it's 28. I think it's 28 other tracks that are gonna be doing it as well, and it's not just like a little bitty
I don't
old
want to lie to you.
cowboy hat statue either. And like I saw
No,
images of it, and like
it's,
there's people standing next to it, and it's as tall as they are, if not taller.
yeah, I know we talked yesterday and we were talking about how we thought it was. I thought it was a trophy for the duels. And then next thing I know, I see people standing by and I'm like, oh, that thing's 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
So it was definitely bigger than I expected.
And
But
so speaking of Legacy Motor Club, Advent Health and Eric Jones teamed up on Thursday of last week, which was the 15th. And Eric went to Blue Lake Elementary School in DeLand, Florida, DeLand, however you say that town. Read him a book and then revealed a book vending machine for the school. So that's pretty cool.
yeah,
Little charity
I got
event
to
for
catch
'em.
the live stream of it. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It was him reading a book. So it was pretty good. So moving on from Legacy, NASCAR's been talking to another manufacturer as far as vehicles, and they're talking to Honda. So we might be next season or 2026 season, we might see a Civic running. Maybe. I'm just wondering if it sounds like a little rice burner going down the road. Be the first Civic that I know of. Be the first Civic that I know of that's rocking a V8. You know,
Right.
but hey,
If you can get the job done, that's all that matters.
right? Steve O'Daniel, which is NASCAR's commanding officer or whatever you want to call him, he said that negotiations to add a fourth OEM are heating up, so could see that in the possibly next season.
That would be awesome. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Right?
I just don't know if you would. I feel like there would be new teams popping up with them, but I feel like you have some teams that would flip over from whatever manufacturer they're on now.
I'm also wondering if that's the reason NASCAR doesn't want to do the charter. Yeah. So they could
I didn't
possibly
think about that angle.
Yeah, so they could possibly get Honda in some of the races that they wouldn't normally get to go in because, I mean, 36 charters, how many? I mean, NASCAR kind of tops their field off at 40. That only leaves, what, 4 cars?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Now the entry for Atlanta, there's only 37 cars entered, so there's still technically 3 spots for Atlanta.
Sophia, stop. But
I don't know. We'll see what comes out of it. Can't spit my words out right.
You're starting to sound like me.
I've been hanging around. Well, not hanging around too much, but hanging on the thing on Xbox parties with too much.
All right. So if you guys missed Daytona for some reason, you know, you're at work or whatever, first off, go watch it because we're about to do a recap.
Yeah.
Pause right here. I mean, I already spoiled the ending, but Pitbull did not get to do the pre-race concert. Excuse me, ma'am. That does not belong to you.
Disclaimer for the new ones that haven't joined us before. We are family guys. He's got a wife and a couple kids, and I've got a wife and like 8,000 kids. So
yeah,
you will hear stuff
you got definitely more kids than I do. So if we just go off on yelling at somebody, it's definitely not just at ourselves, probably.
Yeah. about 8 out of 10 times.
Right. Anyway, so.
Yep. So like you mentioned, Pitbull did not do the concert, but he is supposed to be coming back for next season's 2025 2500 show.
We'll see. Which, I mean, he has NASCAR ties. He has Florida ties. I get why they chose him. And I get why he couldn't. Yeah. He's part owner of Trackhouse, for those of you who don't know. Which Trackhouse had a dang good chance at winning right at the end.
Yeah, but both of their cars got taken out.
Yep.
Suarez got taken out a
but-
little bit earlier though.
Yeah, Chastain, he just blocked too late.
That was on the last lap too.
It was on the last turn of the last lap, right?
Yep.
Like if he would have done it like turn one, I think it would have been okay. But he got it right as they crossed the line, so
Yeah.
it,
They threw
it
that
is what
caution
it
like
is,
just barely feet after they crossed the line for the white flag too.
right?
What can you do?
It is what it is. Pitbull might not have stayed, but The Rock did something really cool in an interview on Sunday. They asked if he was staying for the race Monday, and he said that he wouldn't miss it for the world. And then he showed up with service members in a Jeep and did a really good, like, calling the cars to start. It was a good one. And then of course the Thunderbirds flew over, which that was pretty cool.
That was real cool.
I'm not gonna lie, The Rock staying for the extra day kind of impressed me when, he doesn't really have anything in the sport. He doesn't own any teams, which I'm kind of surprised about with him, because he's the majority owner of like the UFL.
Yeah,
Now.
which I think is one reason why he wants to have a good public face going on, is to hopefully draw some people over to that. Which I think it'll have a decent following. I know it's not NASCAR, we're talking about it, but it's a mix of the XFL and the USFL kind of combined together. Pulled 4 teams from each league, and
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like watching the spring leagues. Not like I don't mind the NFL, but I really don't like watching it because like every 5 seconds there's an ad. Like you watch one play and there's 2 minutes worth of ads, and then you watch one more play, and then especially like the Super Bowl. Like the Super Bowl is like way too hyped up for me. I watch it, but I'm like, this is dumb.
yeah.
I like watching the spring ball because there's not as many ads. You know what I mean? And it feels like it's more like actual football. That's just my take on it. But anyway, The Rock he grand marshaled. It was really good. Firebird or the Thunderbirds, I'm sorry. Thunderbirds flew over. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So that was to start the race. Of course, we had our open entries, which I'll let you go ahead and talk about because I got to tell my daughter good night.
All right, so obviously there were 6 open cars. Only 4 were able to make it. The first 2 that were out, which luckily I predicted properly, was the 44 of NY Racing and JTDALLIS, and the 78 of Live Fast Motorsports, which is BJ McLeod, for those who don't know. But both of them actually put up a really good fight, and it was on the last
I
lap
thought
that they
BJ
got
was going
past.
to get in on it there for a little bit.
Yeah, he was up front for a good little bit of it. But they
Right,
both got passed on the last lap of their heats to get eliminated. Like literally, like the very last lap.
The duel one where Jimmy and JJ Yaley were battling. That was the most excited I had been watching racing in a hot minute.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah.
Can you turn that down a little bit, please?
Down?
Yeah, it is picking up on the microphone. And them out there being loud too.
Yeah, I'm being loud. Sorry. Hi, buddy.
The chitlins that I got in this place. But yeah. So those 2 got passed on the last lap, which led Jimmy Johnson and the Legacy Motors
And
Club 84 and
Growler.
Kaz Growler in the front row of 36 were the ones that passed them on that last lap to secure themselves in.
Yes,
I
sir.
was real freaking nervous that Jimmy wasn't gonna make it in.
You and me both. You get Kaylee. I was in front of the TV yelling like my heart out that he needed to get his rear in gear, and
Like for the Super Bowl, like I'm.
oh my gosh, that would be a good one.
Move car. Like, are you serious? Like, I wanted to make one of those like bingo sheets.
Yeah, you'd
so
have a bingo
bad.
on like the first stage.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to make one of those. Just
But anyway, speaking of, we're talking about the duels. Reddick won duel 1, and my boy Chris Bell won duel 2. Bye bye, baby.
Joey
Good night.
Logano secured him the pole. And then all front row
Whiner.
motorsports, like we mentioned earlier. Michael
Oh,
McDowell
Michael McDowell.
put himself on the
He
front row.
started P2. Butcher. Congratulations to Butcher. He went home on Friday to be with his wife because his wife had a child. So congrats to him. We've got enough run around between the two of us. I think we know by now.
I would hope so.
But yeah, so congrats to him. And I hope mom and the baby are doing okay. From what I could tell on social media, they are. So congrats to him.
Duel
It
2
was a
gave
lot. Jeez, I didn't realize how many was there. Like I looked at it yesterday, but it just seems like a lot longer today.
Yeah.
So the duels, if you watch the duels, there was a few wrecks, especially in the second one. There was a big one where Blaney decided to plow the wall. Well, not decided. He got suggested very harshly to hit the wall. And caught his car on fire. And that collected a whole lot. So here's the people that had to have work done to their cars. You had Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse, Todd Gilliland, Riley Herbst, AJ Allmendinger, Harrison Burton, and David Reagan. I don't know why his name didn't click there for a second.
Well, yeah,
But that wasn't
he hadn't
it.
been racing full time for a while.
Yeah. But that wasn't it. We also had 5 people run backup cars. We had Blaney, of course. And like I said, if you watch the Duel 2, you understand why Blaney had to run a backup car. William Byron, who ran his backup car to the front of the pack on the last lap and won the thing.
Right.
Kyle Busch, which if you watch the race, had a lug issue and had to go back through the pits about halfway through. Which he finished, if I remember right, he didn't finish too terribly.
No.
I don't know exactly.
But
I
he
don't
also
remember exactly where he finished, but
he also had to overcome a few pit issues, like 2 or 3 times, where he ran back up through the field. So.
It's almost like he had Chris Bell's pit crew.
Right.
And then you had Noah Gragson. He ran a backup car, and
Daniel.
help me out here. Yeah, Daniel Hemmer. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. But yeah, so they ran backup cars. So that one wreck in Duel 2, because I think that's where most of them come from, wasn't it? I don't think there was a big wreck at all. Yeah.
All of these came from Duel 2.
Yeah, it collected what is it? 13 cars where they had to be repaired or completely ran by.
I'm sure there was more than that. That's just the ones that had to have significant work.
Right. I am kind of surprised that it didn't collect any of our rookies, though.
Right. They somehow I don't know. I don't remember which ones were in Heat 2. I know Cosgrala was.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember what the other ones were. But we got 4 guys that are going to be running for Rookie of the Year this season. You got Stuart Hoff Racing, which has Josh Berry in that pretty sunny D car.
That is good scheme.
Kaz Gralla is going to be pulling 2 different cars, 15 and a 36. So for 2 different teams there, he's going to be trying to go for that Rookie of the Year, which to start the season, I would say that's not a good way that he ended up.
Where's it at? I'm missing a car. Oh, no, there it is. It's over there. I wish that he would bring a Pit Viper. sponsorship to his teams, just so I can bring so we could have the rainbow and teal scheme back, because that scheme is one of my top tier favorites from last year. I think it was from last year. It was either last year or 2022.
Yeah.
What scheme I'm talking about for Kaz?
Believe so.
I can get it off the wall, but I don't know if it'll transition. Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
I think that's
It
the
was a
one that's in
2022.
in the Heat 5 2022.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I couldn't remember what season it was from, but you said 2025, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And then you got Zane Smith, which I've got his truck on the wall right here. I know you guys can't see it.
He's in that pretty 71 car, which we'll get to a little bit later.
Right. I don't think I have any Josh Berries. I might. Let's see. He ran the. Oh yeah, I do. It's in the number 8 up here, barely in frame. And then I know for a fact I don't have any Carson Hosefars. So.
Yeah. He's running a 77.
But that is such a nice scheme. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not bad. No.
Black with the yellow on it.
You got the 7 essentially running the same scheme though. So.
Yeah, LaJoy pulled it off.
Well, I mean, not at Daytona. So he had Chili's on board, but
I don't know how I feel about that scheme.
the scheme is nice, but it shouldn't have had the doggone QR codes on it.
That might be what was throwing it off for me. I just know something was throwing it off. Like, I don't know. It was one of those that I wanted to like it, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I don't know if I really do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just me.
So sorry, Twitch viewers and YouTube viewers and Spotify viewers. I know my wife is watching some young Sheldon in the back there, so it is picking up occasionally some of the sound coming from that. I can see it registering on my OBS, but it's all good.
I can't hear it at all, so it might be good.
Just in case y'all can't hear it, I'm just giving y'all a fair warning. That's going. But let's hop into, unless you want to talk about the rookies some more.
Well, I was just gonna ask, what rookie do you got your money on this season for rookie of the year?
Out of those, I'm probably gonna have to go with
Out of
Josh
those
Berry.
4. That's the one that I was gonna pick.
I would go for John Hunter Nemechek, but they're not putting him on the list for some reason. But
I don't think did he run any by himself? Hang on a minute.
that's what I'm thinking. Is like maybe he had a season where he ran Cup already. But I could be thinking of his dad too.
(2020). He ran a full-time front row motorsport.
Gotcha.
He had 3 finishes, rounding out the season in 27th place in points.
So that right there is why he's not qualified for Rookie of the Year. Then.
Yeah. So that's before I started rewatching, so I would not have known that.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we're here for.
Now I do.
We're going to keep learning stuff as we go along.
Right? Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into our scheme, since we both agree on Josh Berry being probably Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and review. There's only 5 schemes to go over. There were a lot more schemes that were released after our
But they will be
last
on
week,
next week's episode.
Well, they were ran at Daytona, so that's why we're not doing them, because they were technically on track already. So.
Oh, I thought you were talking about for Atlanta.
No. Those technically we'll be doing our next episode after Atlanta, so technically they won't be. But we will put out another special episode either Thursday or Friday when we got all the schemes on our YouTube channel. That'll show you all of them. So.
Yes, sir.
First one we got. Well, Austin Dillon.
I do like the scheme. Like I said yesterday, I like this scheme a lot better than I like the Raptor
Yeah.
from Byron. I think Austin's car pulls the green and the black the way they did it a lot better than that one. So.
Oh yeah. I don't know what that stinking Raptor scheme is supposed to be, but that just looks weird.
Right.
Yeah. So the next 4 schemes are all part of what we mentioned earlier with the Hendrick's 40th anniversary. All 4 of these schemes are going to be run at the spring Martinsville race. We're going to start with Kyle Larson's scheme, which is essentially his current primary scheme, just with ruby red instead of blue on the majority of the car. So, I mean, it doesn't look terrible.
I think some cars look better with it than others do.
Yeah. I was hoping they would come up with, like, actual new schemes for all of these, but really it's at least one of their current primary schemes just ruby red it up instead of normal colors. Next up, we got Chase Elliott's UniFirst, which again is basically the UniFirst scheme with ruby red instead of that weird little mint green stuff that he had going on.
Right.
I mean, they are kind of close as far as on the side. The 5 and the 9 have that white going on.
I told you yesterday
pattern,
that I was like,
they are pretty close. Next up, you got William Byron, the Exalta, which instead of the white, it's ruby red. And the hood logo being white, I think is cool. But hopefully they'll fix that block on the back like they did for the white scheme. Take that block off there. But not terrible. I think that one actually looks better than the white car.
I do too. I think William Byron's is the one that looks the best in the 4, in my opinion.
Yeah. Then you got Alex Bowman, the 48, which literally is all the same patterns from his 47 colored car.
Yeah.
They're just ruby red patterns in the background. So, not terrible.
Alex Bowman, you've heard of 50 Shades of Grey. Welcome to 50 Shades of Purple.
Right. I mean, it's not terrible. I would say it would probably look good at Martinsville.
I wish you would run.
That's the Martinsville race that's under the lights, right?
I believe so.
So.
I wish he would run some like old school Johnson schemes.
I don't know what they're gonna pull off because you got, since you mentioned throwback schemes, we got Bristol and Darlington.
And Darlington. Yeah. I wish he would throw back some old school Bristol. You know, like
Jimmy already did a throwback.
Right. Jimmy said, "Step out the way, let me drop the mic."
Yeah. That was an awesome car too. I can't wait for it to come in. I'm hoping it's gonna have Creed on the car like it did in the actual race.
I'm kind of curious what the difference is between the elite and the regular.
I don't know. I just got the regular one. I didn't get the elite one.
I got the elite, even though I probably shouldn't have. But it's also the first diecast that I have ordered brand new. As far as
I can't say the same
124th.
thing. I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I didn't
At
say it
least
was
8
my
that are
first
brand new.
one. Yeah. This will be the first one that I've ever bought. That I have ever bought brand new.
Yeah.
Now, I have some that are still in box, like, that won't come out. Like, I've got the 50th anniversary. I've got a couple of Terry Labonte's. I've got some Ryan Newmans. I've got an Ernie Irving that I just picked up. I've got Kevin Harvick's. I don't know, I've got a whole bunch. But
Yeah.
after I get my Johnson one, my next 124th has got to be a Bell. I almost bought a Bell there at Darlington. It was a race win, 124th that was signed, but I did not want to spend $100 on
Turn our show off. Sorry about that. Told you we're amateurs.
it. But so one day when I actually get the setup, I'm gonna do a fan cave tour, and we're just gonna go through some of my memorabilia that I've got. I've got a lot of diecast.
You pretty much see all of mine right behind me. But it is gonna be growing.
See, but
so.
you've got a lot different diecasts than I do. Like,
Well,
we've got one or two that are the same, but
yeah, but you collect just about everybody. I only go for Jimmy Johnson. So currently, I am considering starting to collect for Hunter Nemechek and Eric Jones. So.
yeah. See, I tell everybody, like, when they ask who I collect, I'm like, if it says NASCAR on it, I need it. Like, I literally have parts of a Little Debbie's box because it had NASCAR on it.
Yeah.
Granted, I was like 7 or 8 when we cut it out, so you can chalk that up. I don't know how you're gonna chalk it up, but you can if you want. Like, I've got Mountain Dew bottles, all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
but
Alright, so let's go ahead and get to the end segment of our podcast. So we might be a little under target tonight.
right.
We didn't have the Xfinity reaction, so that probably helped out a little bit. So let's go ahead and throw that then and now scene up there.
2, 1.
All right. So as you can see, I have the thin segment or the thin scheme this week. And as you can see, I chose Bill Elliott's 1987 Ford Thunderbird. This car is very special to NASCAR because it is the one that essentially put a cap on the speed that these cars can go. So at Talladega, it hit the speed of 212.808 miles per hour, which is the fastest a NASCAR has ever been and ever will go, because shortly after that, NASCAR put a cap at 210. I think that's where they put it. I think that's where it still is. But
I believe so, yeah.
This car won the Winston 500 there at Talladega. It also won the Daytona 500 that year with a top speed of 210.364 miles an hour. The lap time at Talladega, which I know I'm kind of jumping back and forth, but the lap time at Talladega was 44.98 or 998 seconds. That is insane. If you've ever ran a sim, if you've ever ran that, it takes usually like 56 seconds. I think that's about the average time. It could be a little less.
Probably
But
nowadays, yeah.
it is absolutely insane. With a next gen car, it's like 56 seconds. The top speed that I can pick up if you're drafting is like 204, I think.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how slow these cars
Yeah.
are nowadays. And then
I know,
at
you
the
put them up against
Daytona
the old
500 this season, it's like they were running even slower trying to save fuel. So
Right. I would love to see a comparison if you ran half a field of like the older cars that have like better safety, you know what I mean, that have like the modern safety versus these newer cars, just to see how they would do. I already know the answer, but it would still be entertaining just to watch the old cars like absolutely leave the new ones.
right.
But that also, like, makes me. I know I talked a little bit about it a couple episodes ago, but I wish NASCAR would do like a Legends race where they get a bunch of like older drivers that have retired and run like early 2000s, 90s cars, and just for one race, if they want, they can tune them down a little bit, but just to watch some of like the legends hit the track again, that would be super cool. And they could sell tickets like no other. So
that would be something interesting to watch. It'd be like a SRX series on steroids.
yeah, exactly. I think that if it was marketed right, like I really feel like they should have done it for like last year for the 75th anniversary. Just run it like an ARCA series, right before a race. You know how much they could sell tickets to that? Like,
They'd
better,
be raking in some money for sure.
yeah, be better, put it on the Daytona 500 and raise the ticket $200. I'm just saying that they could have been raking in some. Daytona rakes in money anyway, but they could definitely be raking some more in if they did that for like a pre-race instead of a pre-race show. Say, oh, we got the NASCAR Legends where you get like retired, like get Tony Stewart back out there, get Jeff out there, get, if Michael can do it, get Michael Waltrip to do it. I don't think you could do it anymore. But, obviously, Monty, Mark, or, yeah, Mark Starks a little bit, like B mods and stuff.
I think he still does a little bit, yeah.
But, get all these bigger names that people remember from the 2000s and 90s, stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. Get Richard Petty to drive the pace car like they did that one time where they black flagged him.
Let him pull that Superbird out.
Oh yeah, let the Superbird be the pace car. I'm just saying. But I think that would be really cool. But anyway, that's my then scheme. Get the number 9 Coors. It's iconic. Anybody knows Bill Elliott, they know this scheme. Anybody knows Chase Elliott, they know the scheme. So your turn.
Sorry, I'm trying to work on my audio to where it still picks me up, but it's not picking up the show as much in the background. That's why my mic keeps getting muted and turned back on. Hopefully it's not screwing up the audio on the recording end. We'll see. So I have the now scheme for this week, which I went with Zane Smith's 71 WeatherTech car. I don't know what it is about this car, but when that sun hits it, when them lights hit it, it is pretty. Now this angle here doesn't really do it justice.
That's not the best one, is it?
Now this next one here, look at how that thing pops off at you.
I do like the foil numbers.
Yeah, that thing is, I don't know what it is about it, because I mean it's technically it's rather plain scheme because it's mostly white, just a little bit of red and blue, but I don't know what it is about it, but I would love it.
Right.
Now he didn't run exactly perfect last night, but he was the highest finisher of all of the rookies, so got that going for us.
Yeah, rookies.
Mm-hmm. But Legacy Motor Club did get 2 in the top 10. So.
Speaking of John Hunter, did you see that he got 7th in the Xfinity as well?
I did, yeah. Two P7 finishes on the same day.
That's pretty dang good. Yeah, that's pretty dang good.
There was somebody else that was racing both races, or at least raced 2 races. Maybe he ran the truck series on Friday, but had 2 P5 finishes at Daytona. That's pretty cool. I don't remember what driver it was though. But yeah, so that's my now scheme.
Yeah, he got a P13.
Yeah. So not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Not too shabby. Better than I could do.
I don't know. Give me a car, let me go out there. I might be able to beat at least one car.
Maybe the pace car, that's about it.
Nah, more like the Freaking jet dryers. Did you see that though? Like when they were trying to dry off the tracks, they had two of them that collided into each other.
I did not see that.
Leaked fuel all over the track and stuff. So
The Titans, that
Yeah.
sucks.
So what was the last time? 2020. You had all Ford front row, and then Juan Pablo Montoya ran into the jet dryer. So you had
I
a
do
jet
remember
dryer
that.
incident.
Yeah.
2024, you have all Ford front row and another jet dryer incident. So I wonder what's coming up for your next month.
COVID part 2.
I hope not.
Did you see all those things about the Super Bowl where the last time the 49ers and the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl? And there was
Yeah,
a
there's like a
presidential
whole list
election,
that's
and-
just
yeah,
getting
it's
thrown
repeating
together.
itself.
Yeah,
I hope not.
we'll see what happens. So.
Right? But all right. Well, I think that does it for this episode, or this second
Recast
attempt
of
at
the
this episode.
Yeah. Now what I'm gonna do with this one is actually just go straight to putting it on YouTube,
You do.
uploading it tonight, rather than doing the whole thing that I usually do with it and trimming it down. So if you're on
Yeah.
YouTube, you will see the starting soon screen this time around. So it'll be a true raw episode instead of trimming
Which
off the...
Spotify, you're used to seeing it because Spotify does not like the editing software that we use.
Yeah.
And it will literally kick it back every time. That's why it's been late the past like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I think I think it actually went through on Wednesday last week, so we're gonna keep trying. And we'll go from there.
Yep. So, like we mentioned, if you're live on Twitch, you want to catch us next Monday, drop us a follow so that you can get notified when you do go live. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe for us and click that notification bell so you can get the episodes if you don't get a chance to watch them live. And the same thing on Spotify.
And just a reminder, we are moving our episodes to 8 o'clock just because it works better for both of us. With
Instead
our
of the
schedules.
7:30. Yeah.
Instead of 7:30, we're moving to 8. I also
And that's
said
Central,
yesterday.
by the way.
Yeah, 8 Central. I also said yesterday that there might be times where, Voodoo can't get in at the beginning. I might go ahead and try to run it until he gets in, or vice versa. Something happens, he might try to start it without me, and we will just hop in whenever we can. Those episodes will probably be shorter, so just be prepared for that one, but we will definitely do our best to get it out every Monday. So far, we're making 5 weeks in a row. Doing great.
Yeah, just the downfall is because I got 872,000 kids. Got middle school baseball and recreational softball starting up, so I got 2 kids that'll be having something going on Mondays. So I'm just hoping I get back enough time to get everything properly set up and do our little pre-show chit chat to make sure all of our stuff's working to where we hopefully won't run into another issue like we're having to do tonight. So.
Right. But like we also said, we're amateurs. This is not our everyday life. We don't know how to do a lot. We're learning a lot. I've learned a lot just since we started this. But
I would say I'm definitely learning a whole lot about NASCAR. Just in general. Keeping up with a whole bunch of people on Twitter and all that stuff too, to get all these paint schemes to you and all these news updates and stuff. And it's not just like random people that we're getting information from. It's the more well-known people.
Like Bob Podchris,
Adam Stern.
Adam Stern, NASCAR on Fox, the majority of like NASCAR stuff.
Yeah,
try to sift out the bad news.
all the cup teams themselves, whatever news they're putting out, we're getting it from them
Before
too.
we get a lot of our schemes, so. But also, just a reminder, Voodoo. I think your kids struck out on that deal that we made.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about any of them. So it's just nice.
I just thought about it, and I was like, oh, I think they struck out last week or yesterday.
No pun intended, since I just mentioned baseball and softball. But
Oh, wow.
we
I
had,
didn't even think about that part.
thank y'all for joining us. We did go a few minutes over tonight, but we're still roughly at about the hour mark, so should be alright.
So,
So,
thank you guys so much. Drop us a like and follow wherever you're watching. If you want to get a hold of us, follow us on Twitter. It's RHPDpodcast. You should see it. We post pretty regularly on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. We do have an Instagram, but I'm going to be honest, I haven't posted there in a couple weeks, just because I don't ever think about Instagram. It is what it is.
I would say our primary things are probably Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter.
Yeah.
And Spotify would be
Well,
close
close
one up there with us.
But definitely, if you want to get a hold of us for anything, you can, drop in our comments. We would be glad to help there. Or Twitter would be the biggest one. Just DM on Twitter and we'll get back with you.
Yep. So thank y'all for joining us, and we'll hope to catch y'all on Monday. Also have our Vuku Cup Series season opener tomorrow night, since we're doing this night.
7?
7 o'clock.
Central.
We'll do qualifying time.
Like I said, I'll probably miss qualifying, so I'll just start in the back.
Yeah. But hopefully we'll catch y'all there too. But again, thank y'all for joining us, and we hope to catch y'all next time.
Definitely.